Something quite extraordinary is happening in Washington right now. The Republican-controlled House of Representatives has actually managed to pass a bill. Yes, and it's a real bill. This time, one that will finance $120 billion in transportation work, while also preventing a doubling of student loan interest rates. So congratulations to Speaker Boehner and Majority Leader Eric Cantor. But, sadly, even after today's effort at constructive government, Republicans are planning to follow up their pointless and purely symbolic vote on Fast and Furious with another meaningless vote on health care.
There is no question that the court's decision underscores now and delineates what's at stake in November. And we're going to continue to try and fight and repeal this bill.
We're joined live from Washington right now by Representative Jim Moran, a Democrat of Virginia. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Martin. Good to be with you.
We just saw House Majority Leader Eric Cantor, your fellow Virginian, saying that Congress can still repeal the president's health care and reform, and this in spite of Thursday's ruling. Does this man not realise that it's become apparent to all of us that he will do absolutely anything other than something that actually might help create jobs and move the nation forward?
Well, you said it, Martin. This is not what the American people want them to be doing. They want jobs being created. They want some investment in our physical and our human infrastructure. They want us to move forward, not backward. And yet the Republicans, it's like, they've got their teeth around a bone and they won't let go, even though, the rest of the world is moving beyond them. But this is going to be a test of the November elections. I think they're going to try to make this an issue, but they do so at their own peril. The more the American people learn what's in this health care bill, and it had that advantage, this Supreme Court ruling, ironically, now people realize what was preserved and realize they like it. If you take the people who don't like it and the people who like it and then subtract those who don't like it because it doesn't go far enough, they're exactly equal.
Right.
But the momentum is in the direction of people embracing this once they realize what it means to them and their loved ones. So this is important for the Democrats. And, of course, this is also about vision, defining visions. This is the completion of the social safety net. It's providing financial and health security for all Americans. And now the Democrats are going to move their vision forward to shared economic prosperity, focusing on education and training, on helping the middle class participate more fully in the strength of this economy. And the Republicans are still about protecting their base of very wealthy donors and people who are extracting natural resources from publicly owned lands. They're protecting them, but that's not what the American people are. The American people don't want to go back to the 1920s. They want to move forward into the 21st century.
But, Mr. Moran, it's hard to tell what certain Republicans are thinking today. I mean, a few seem to have taken leave of their senses in response to the Supreme Court. In fact, Mike Pence of Indiana even compared it to 9/11. Now, he later apologized, but why has this ruling produced such hysteria?
First of all, they've started to believe their own rhetoric. They seem to be living in an echo chamber. They get all these talking points, and they think that their narrow base represents the majority of the American people, and so they're really talking to themselves, and they're talking to Rush Limbaugh and the Drudge Report and Fox News and so on, but they're really not getting much further beyond that. And I think their prism is narrowing. I think the vast majority of the American people are going to realize if they want things to get better, they've got to support the Democratic vision, which is one of more shared prosperity. Now that we know people are not going to go bankrupt if they happen to get an illness or in an accident, that everyone's going to contribute in the way they do to Social Security and Medicare. But now we have to put our emphasis upon job creation, on the kind of excellent educational system that will enable everyone in the middle class and those struggling to get into the middle class to fulfill their potential. And that's all about investing in the human infrastructure of this country and investing in the physical infrastructure. the roads and the bridges and the public transit and so on. We want to move forward. This is still a wealthy country. We're not broke. The Republicans may be broke in terms of ideas, but the Democrats have a lot of ideas, because we think that the 21st century can still be America's century as long as we work with the rest of the world in realizing everyone's potential. That's what we're going to shift the talk now. We won on health care. The more people understand what's in it, and the more people appreciate the benefits of it, the more they will embrace it. So now we move forward with further initiatives in terms of the kind of progressive shared prosperity that really enabled the middle class to grow after World War II. We now got to let the middle class realize their potential, and we've got to invest in their children to ensure that that happens. So, we're moving forward. They want to go back to the 1920s. Let them go back. We've got a great future ahead in this country, and that's going to be our emphasis from here on. And they can focus on, still trying to repeal health care and chewing on that old bone. We've got better things to do now. Mission accomplished. Let's move forward.
Congressman Jim Moran here. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us.